Okay, so this is say hi, it's Ahmed. Yeah, we saw that before, and Mr. Tam, and me too.
Facial identifier, something like that.
No, just yeah.
He take it very personal because it's his own brother and sister. So two families.
Yeah, it's
And
important.
they have the money available already. They have made up mind they're gonna leave Hong Kong this time for sure. So
Well, it's a big decision.
it's a big decision.
39 years ago to make the decision. So
This job, Bowie's job is to ask me for the most reliable project I could identify. So I recommend Town Center for him.
okay.
Because of your background, because of the location, Tacoma, close to proximity, somewhere you can go to. And then also, Mike did all the preparation of the EB5 program. And I met with Mike this morning, so we've been talking for the last few days very intensively.
Okay.
So today is to get all the information tonight, you'll be on the phone with the family again in
Yeah.
Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Again, two families, sister family of 4, brother family of 4.
Oh, it's very good. It's 2 kids.
Two kids, yeah,
Okay.
young.
And the all young kid, all less than
That's
12
20.
years old.
Okay, 20 will have to be 21 and younger.
Yeah, they're all 12 years
They
young.
combine together is more than 20.
Okay, that's good.
And funny thing is, the brother and sister were born in China, but their spouses born in Hong Kong.
Okay.
So their spouses,
Yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
spouses will be the key investors, and Mike feel very comfortable because of the sister background with a property trading company in Hong Kong. The documentation would be a lot more clear. So we want to make sure we can get it going now this month before we cut into November 21st issue.
Sure, we only have 2 months window.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So once when you get your I-526 filed in
Yeah.
as a petitioning, then you grandfather in for $500,000 investment. So, after that, it will be in $900,000. It will be a whole lot of money. So,
And it's also more complicated, a lot of thing changes going on right now.
yeah, it should
So
be.
that's-
But well, just like I think you talked to your attorney, talked to Mike, that Mike has helped me out on putting this EB5 deals together. But before then, I think he has at least 15, 16 investors that he helped in I-526, and most of them he has approved. Most of the projects that I have, all the projects that I have it's called exemplar, means the project has been approved by USCIS.
I-924.
Yeah. So pretty much when you file I-526, then instantly approved because all the documentation has been pre-approved.
Yeah.
The only thing that you want to see probably is by the time when you file a what do you call the 829, which require a whole lot of documentation from us from the last 5 years, general ledger, all the construction expenditures, how many staff that we employ throughout the process and things like that. I can show you some example.
Yeah.
But that should be easy, because this time around the Tacoma Town Center project, we call it the building by building. So it's easy for us to flip it. When I say flip it, then after 5 years we're going to pay you back the money. Either we sell the complete project or we refinance it, because each of these
That's
projects.
a good move, that's a very good move.
Yeah, each of these projects is about 34 million, so it's easy to refinance or if we want to unload it and get those money and pay
And
back
everybody
the
got paid back.
investors.
Yeah. Do you mean each project? Are you talking about
No, each building.
each building?
So,
It's excluded now.
well, you better take a look at it. 'Cause
Yeah,
we
so
have
that-
total
that's-
6
that's what I-
buildings,
yeah.
where the building 2 is students' apartment. Then building 4 is townhomes, which the condominiums and townhouses over there for
Yeah, yeah.
sale.
We was there this morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So,
so good to know. So basically, each building can be
each building, it's individual ownership because we subdivide all the parcels into 6 different parcels.
Okay.
So every single building sit on one parcel.
Okay.
So we can sell it by the time when we need it.
Okay.
All right. Usually 5 years later, by the time when the loan is expired or maturities of the promissory notes we have to pay to our investors. So that was the time that we refinance it.
Yes.
Or if the market is good, we sell it.
So the EB5, this program linked to any of them directly or the whole thing?
Well, the whole thing, we're talking about 6 different buildings.
Yeah.
We're all talking about 6 different buildings,
Yeah.
right? The whole town center is totally,
total
6,
six, yeah.
totally 6 buildings.
They have, okay, let me explain, maybe I'll try to, if I'm wrong, let me know. The project is large enough to get all the qualification collectively to create a EB5 program with sufficient employment,
Okay.
okay? But what you're talking about is they have different partial. At the time everybody got approved, it's easier to turn it into individual case-by-case basis for refinancing or selling the project to repay everybody money back.
Okay.
So you have to have offensive, you have defensive. That's what it means.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
Am I right?
Sure. In addition,
Huh.
even though building 2 right now, we're not ready to accept a whole lot of investors. The most that we can get is 28, 29. That we definitely can prove it because the construction expenditure will reach pretty much 30 million. All right. With the multiplier 1 point somewhat, I can't remember the amount, but then it will be 29 or 28 investors. But for building 2, we're not expecting we're going for the full 28 or 29, right? The good things about it is because even if we eventually we have 15 of them, all right, then by the time it comes to maturity, and we can sell the whole things, and almost everybody has the green card. I'm talking about almost, like 75% within they have a green card or I-526, or some might get, some might be 829s approved or something like that, okay? That is the time that we can dissolve the partnership and pay them back. If you have a big group like 100 people, we're gonna take a few more years for you to get your money back.
Yeah.
People doesn't like it. People like smaller project, they can guarantee they
Not
can get the
everybody
money.
invests at the same time. Some invest here, some invest. in
Exactly.
Europe.
Even though if you invest early this year or end of this year, it still belongs to 2019.
Yeah.
So if you're 12 months ahead, then you're still 2019. Then if you're December 30th, it's still 2019, right? So it's easier that way. We have a little bit more flexibility
Okay.
that we can pay the investor by refinancing the first building, building 2, then move on to the next building.
But for the investor, for those people who invest in EB5, do they consider, for example, if they link to the building number 2, the one are almost finished. So if that one is finished and then refinance or sell,
It's actually better, to tell the truth. Now we're 7% complete.
Yeah.
All right, 6 months down the road, we're totally done. All right, then will give us about 18 months or so to operate it and get it seasoned, right? But when you were asking whether it's halfway done or at the beginning, we passed the halfway line. Then our investment is already there.
yeah.
Without getting EB5 money, we use our equity money. Our equities are already there. We're invested.
That part is
right?
good, yeah.
That proves that we have, up till now, I think we have about 18 million investment into building 2. It's ready to.
Understand.
Yeah, it's ready to complete and finish. Once when we finish, then we can prove to the USCIS this is the total building expenditure that we spend. Then come to the next 18 months, it's the operating period.
Okay. So related, actually it's good news. The project is solid. So, but another related question is, for example, for those people, the application is linked to this building number 2. So, but when this project the building number 2 is finished, those people may not be finished.
There is
their
no
application.
time. There is no time limit. This is no time. There is no time limits for job creation.
Okay. My question is, do they need to reinvest on building number?
No.
Oh, okay.
There is
They
no
mean the-
reinvestment.
They mean the
So
same.
no deployments of your funds. So your fund is it's in building 2 is in building 2.
If they do redeploy the money a little bit,
Uh-huh.
they have a whole lot of jail term right after that. That's what this document says. They cannot
because
legally.
I understand this, but I heard some people they're asking is, I mean, do they need to, for example, when the project, the building number 2 is totally finished, so if the investor they have not get their permanent green card or something, so at that time do their money need to be invested in building number 4?
No, there's no such a thing. No
Oh, okay,
such a
they mean
thing.
the same project too.
There's no such a thing. Well, the reason why there is some capital have to deploy simply because some of the investors, especially the investor born in China, their wait, the time, I'm talking about the wait time is about 10 years.
Yeah.
All right. But in our projects over here, we only have one Chinese investors. If it comes to 5 years terms, we just buy the share, we just give them back the money. All right. If you want to deploy to the next building, that's fine. If not, then we can sit there. All right. But the rest of the people, then they would get their money back.
Because they already get the 829 approved.
Yeah, we cannot hold their funds. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There is a development time frame. There is the immigration time frame.
Yeah.
They don't match up.
Now, that's the reason why with a bigger project, there's some bigger projects, I've seen quite a few of them. You might know some of them. They have 150 people
More than
total,
that.
all right? Half of them was 6 years, 7 years or so. Half of them may have green card approval, but half of them still waiting in line. And half of these people is pretty much like majority of the people. They will not agree on, closing the entire projects, and even though some of these people want their money back.
Right.
So the only thing they can do is they deploy this investment into another project.
By the nature of the immigration timing, to keep them alive, keep the immigration alive.
That is correct. That is correct. So in our terms, we're probably going to take 15 to 20 investors for building 2. That's about it. The construction started last January last year. So it will be by the end of this year, and probably January or February we'll be able to get certified for occupancy, and then they're done.
Yeah.
And we're waiting for another 18 months of operating expenses to show the USCIS. That's it. Because construction expenses is all done by the time when we finish the project.
Okay.
I can show you some samples later on how these 829s, record, not 829 or 924A report to the USCIS. It's a guarantee showing that how many jobs did you create for the last 2-3 years of construction. Then how many jobs you create on employments for management side, or especially hotel is easy. Hotel has 50-60 people, right? But for students' apartments, management will be very little.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Did I answer your question?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Although, so that means now is still a good time for the EB investor to join this project.
It's always a good time, but then, like I said, it's window opportunity is you only have 2 months.
Yeah, that's-
until
I
the
understand this
clock
part,
is ticking until the time when the clock hit November 20th.
Yeah, that's
Then the next day you will require $900,000 for investment. So that's a whole lot of money over
yeah.
there, right?
Yeah, I totally understand.
Now, usually what we do is once you invest your capital, we'll sit it in an escrow account until you filed I-526. Then you will release. Then the investor will release the funds to us to invest in the project.
Yeah.
Okay.
So another thing related to the project is I heard that the financial structure of the project is different from before. I mean, before I think I saw the full chart says it's a 20% equity from the owner or investor, and then 44% from EB5, and then 34 from the banks.
I know, but it's 40% from EB5 is too optimistic because right now nobody go that way.
Okay.
Yeah, usually 10, 15, 20% EB5. That's about it.
Okay.
Because as we require a little bit more equity, then it requires a little bit bigger size of senior debt, senior loan, right? So we go up to 55% senior loan
55 senior loan from the bank.
from the bank.
Okay.
So we're about 30%, and the rest is EB5. So it's easy that way.
55 from the bank, and then what's the percentage for the equity from the owner or other investor?
We're always 30%.
30%.
We're always 30%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're only 30%.
Okay.
But by the time you probably know, or Jesse may know, it's by the time when the project is finished, when the rental incomes are seasoned, that's
You can refinance it.
you can always refinance it.
Yeah.
We refinance, the highest you can go is probably 65, is 70%. So that is good enough money to pay its own investor back. And we talk about 15%.
Apartment is very easy to calculate. Apartment
Yeah, the
formula
income,
is
yeah.
very easy.
Apartment is so much easier. That's the reason why we separate all the building in different categories. Some are commercial, some are students' apartments, some are condominium. They give us a little bit more flexibility,
Yeah. So I
right?
understand.
But by the time we want to sell a condominium, then we have more cash coming back. But condominium is really depending on the market, whether
Condominium is more risky.
when the market
Make
is
more money, but it's risky.
when the market is really good, you want to sell condominium because it's quicker that way.
Yeah.
Cash in quicker. But then when the market is soft, then apartment is so much easier. 'Cause, even our student apartments, we have about 6% cap rate from rental. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but much better than Bellevue.
Yeah, that's very good, right?
Yeah.
And simply because we bought the properties quite some time ago, it's in a very low price. So we have little leverage on that.
Okay, good. So another question my sister actually, we have discussion before is about your 40% equity from the owner. So I heard that you have some investor from China contribute for that equity, right?
No, not from China. It's only North America Asset Management is a local group.
It's a local group.
Yeah, Mr. Law himself is a U.S. PR. It's a PR permanent residence.
Okay, so it's
Green card
considered,
for credit.
that means the money is considered here local.
Yeah, he's already migrated here some years ago.
Okay.
Never turning back. His son may be in China. His son may be in China.
That's considered local money, not
It's local
yeah.
money, and it's not foreign money. Now, then I remember you asked me questions about what shall we do for the next phase 2, building 1, 2, 5, 6. I think we can go online and look at the opportunity zone funds called Galena.
You may want to explain to him about the opportunity zone a little bit more.
A little bit later, because opportunity zone is totally different thing.
Yeah, I know.
We're not looking for foreign investment. We're looking
Yeah.
for local investment. We're looking for high net worth funds or whatever that funds that they have, the investment funds they
Yeah, I
have.
understand.
They're ready to benefits from the what they call a
Yeah.
tax credit, tax deferrals and things like that. That's a pretty good structure.
We actually have a meeting last time talking about the opportunity zone. Yeah, I mean we have multi-family development group. So we have a discussion last time talking about the opportunity zone. Yeah, so I kind of know the basic.
Yeah, if they're interested, then we still have 2 buildings that are ready to go for that.
That's 5 and 6, right?
Yeah, that's 5 and 6. The building 1 and building 3, we're in a contract with it's a opportunity zone funds from Baltimore. They're ready to take over it and once when all the conditions are met.
Okay.
Right. So after building 2 and 4, we'll probably not accepting any EB5 investment.
Okay.
So I think it's easy that way because we
Yeah.
get money from local investors instead of foreign investors.
Yeah, maybe easier.
It's easier because all they ask for it's about 6 to 7% return on investment.
Oh, not
That's
that much.
not too bad. That's not too
Yeah,
bad.
not 15-20%.
Well, it is by the time when you sell it, you have more. They call it the IRR, but then, well, as far as IRR, you may be able to go up to 18%. But as far as rental income, I think about 6-7%. That's about it on a
It's
yearly
not good.
term. Yeah, on a yearly term.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't have other questions because I read that a lot and then.
Now, the only things I wanted to ask about is maybe your brother or sister may have to connect with our lawyer,
Mike.
Mike. He might have to help us to screen whether or not their documentation,
This
source
part
of
we
funds
talk about
should
that
be
this
ready to
morning
go.
already. Yeah.
Right. For people from Hong Kong, I think they own property that's worth millions of dollars. It should be easier if they go to the bank and refinance it or get money out from the bank, that legitimate money, or you sell your stocks.
For the money actually is already ready in the bank. Yeah. So
Okay.
just need to.
Cash in the bank.
Yeah, the cash is ready. Just need to trace the. I mean, it's all from.
You
income.
still have to prove. You still have to
Yeah,
prove
that's
their,
right, yeah.
their source of funds.
Yeah, source of
right?
funds. So that's the part.
But easy that way, because Hong Kong, I think they have a very good system, the British system that's
Yeah, they have all-
similar
all-
to the
all-
US.
Yeah, all have a
Yeah.
record to trace it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be a problem. But just like I said, timing is everything right now. You have only 2 months window.
Yeah.
Well, for the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I have a lot of inquiries from Hong Kong. One of my CPA that they have contacted in Hong Kong
There will be
CPA
more
office.
coming within the next few
They've
weeks.
been asking, well, Mike was in China last month. So I was asking whether you want to go to Hong Kong and meet with.
Nobody wants
I don't want to go there. It's too chaotic.
you landed, you may not even get through the airport.
For the sake of its safety issues, or you rather, well, he said, well, why don't we do a Skype videos if it's come to the time? I said, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe have a webinar. Have people in Hong Kong, arrange people go to the hotel or
Webinar.
something, have a big screen and then connect with you or Mike or other
Sure,
people.
yeah,
Do a webinar.
I don't want to go there. I don't want to go.
Yeah. And then on the webinar, you can share the document on the computer and then people can look at you face to face and then ask questions. That's similar to a conference call. I mean, a real conference. Yeah. So then the
Sure,
professor-
we can definitely do that.
because there's a big demand over there at this moment. Yeah. So I totally believe that. I mean, after my brother and sister, they submit the application, their friends will ask you which one to select. They will and then Because now from my information from my sister, she told me that the people, if they want to make appointment with those agencies to talk about this project, the first available appointment time will be middle of September.
Wow.
They don't have time to meet you. Yeah. Don't even say, I'm money ready, but I don't have time
I'm
to
going
talk
to
to
send
you.
you over there.
That's right, carry your 5-star plaque.
Okay.
Wrap around your forehead.
I'll claim
Not
myself
American
from Taiwan.
flag.
Yeah, claim myself from Taiwan.
5
Yeah, but
star.
tell the
How many
truth.
days will still?
Oh, really? Oh, I don't know.
The people.
I thought people want to move to Taiwan. But tell you what, for building 2, we have Taiwanese investor, we have investor from India. We have only one Chinese investor, but that's okay because it's only the Chinese investors. He gave the money to his daughter studying over here. He said, "Well, I can wait 10 years. My daughter can wait 10 years to go to schools and all
Find out
that."
somebody's a camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be safer.
Maybe faster.
Well, just a peace of mind, right? You want to show something?
Yeah, do you have the visa from here?